Listen closely. There is a moment, quiet, almost invisible, where everything begins to change. No applause, no announcement, just a decision you make when no one is watching. A decision that shifts the way people feel the second you walk into a room. Not because you spoke louder, not because you demanded respect, but because something inside you finally stood up and said, I know who I am, and I'm done pretending otherwise. Most people are tired for a reason, not from working too hard, but from trying too hard to be accepted. They bend their truth. They explain themselves to people who never listened. They shrink their presence just to fit into rooms they outgrew a long time ago. That kind of exhaustion is heavy. It drains your confidence. It teaches the world that your worth is negotiable. But here's the turning point. The moment you stop asking to be chosen and start choosing yourself, the rules change. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to prove it. People feel it because energy doesn't lie. It speaks before words ever do. When you respect yourself in silence, when you stop chasing validation, when you carry yourself like you belong, the room responds differently. Not because you changed who you are, but because you finally remembered. You teach the world how to treat you by how you treat yourself. And today, right now, you're not here to learn how to be liked. You're here to learn how to take your power back. Here are the 5 steps that you can follow to become the most confident person in the room. Number 1, withdraw access that was never earned. Hear me. Not loudly, not angrily, but clearly. Your time is sacred. Your energy is expensive. And your presence is not something people are entitled to. Somewhere along the way, you were taught that being available at all times made you kind. That saying yes, even when it hurt, made you loyal. That carrying everyone else's weight made you strong. But let me tell you the truth they never taught you. What is given without boundaries is taken without respect. Every time you overextend for someone who shows up halfway, you quietly teach them that your limits don't matter. Every time you rescue someone who never rescues you, you train them to expect access without effort. And it doesn't make you noble, it makes you drained. So one day something shifts. You stop explaining yourself. You stop fixing what isn't yours to fix. You stop carrying emotional weight that was never meant for your shoulders. Not out of anger, not out of bitterness, but out of clarity. The calls you used to answer immediately, you let them ring. The favors you used to give without question, you pause, you decide. And sometimes you decline. And that's when it happens. The people who only valued you for what you gave start to feel uncomfortable. They feel the absence of the access they once took for granted. But the people who truly respect you, they step closer. Because when you stop pouring into empty cups, you finally have something left for yourself. You're not cold. You're not selfish. You're clear. And clarity is power. Rule number 2, speak less, observe more. There is a quiet strength most people never develop: silence. In a world addicted to noise, the calm mind becomes dangerous. When you stop rushing to explain yourself, when you stop reacting to every comment, when you stop defending your boundaries, people reveal themselves. You start hearing what isn't being said. You notice the tone behind the words, the gaps between promises and actions, the energy behind smiles. Consistency tells the truth. Effort tells the truth. Energy tells the truth. And silence sharpens your vision. You begin to see who only supports you when it benefits them, who talks too much to hide insecurity, who craves attention because they lack inner peace. You don't argue. You don't confront, you don't perform, you observe and you decide. That's discipline, that's emotional intelligence. While others exhaust themselves trying to be liked, you're paying attention. And here's the irony. The less you speak, the more people listen, because people respect what they can't read. They lean in when you're grounded. They feel the weight of your presence when you're still. Silence isn't weakness, it's mastery. Rule number 3, respect yourself in private first. Before the world honors you, you must honor yourself when no one is watching. Not on social media, not in public, but in the quiet moments where no applause exists. How you speak to yourself after failure matters. How you treat yourself when motivation disappears matters. How you show up when it would be easier to quit matters. Self-respect is built in silence. In early mornings when no one knows you're grinding. In hard choices that don't look impressive from the outside. In walking away from people, habits, and environments that dishonor your spirit. You don't need more validation. You need more self-trust. Because the world doesn't respond to what you say you deserve. It responds to what you believe you deserve. And belief is revealed in private. When you stop abandoning yourself behind closed doors, your entire life reorganizes. Your boundaries get firmer, your energy gets cleaner, your standards rise without you saying a word, and people feel it, not because you became someone new, but because you finally stopped betraying yourself. Rule number 4, set the standard and never lower it. Your standard is your compass. It determines what you tolerate, who stays, and how your life unfolds. When your standard is low, your life reflects it with brutal honesty. But the moment you raise that bar, not out of ego, but out of self-respect, everything changes. Some people will leave, let them. You weren't born to be convenient, you were born to be aligned. High standards make you misunderstood, but they also make you untouchable. You stop accepting crumbs, you stop explaining why respect matters, you stop shrinking to keep others comfortable. The right people rise, the wrong ones fade, both are blessings. Because once you decide you're no longer available for chaos, your peace becomes protected. Your standard isn't about perfection, it's about alignment. And alignment is non-negotiable. And finally, rule number 5, walk away without drama. Real power doesn't announce itself. Sometimes the strongest move is a quiet exit. No speeches, no accusations, no need to prove your pain, just peace. When you walk away without noise, your absence speaks louder than words ever could. You don't burn bridges. You don't seek closure from people who never gave you clarity. You leave with dignity, and that silence, it echoes. People remember the energy that's no longer there, the patience they took for granted, the loyalty they mishandled. But by the time they realize your value, you've already moved forward. Not bitter, not broken, clear, because you finally understood this truth. You don't need to attend every battle you're invited to. You don't need to explain every boundary, and you don't need validation to choose peace. Sometimes the greatest statement is walking away whole. Listen to me now. You don't need to get louder to be powerful. You don't need to harden your heart or sharpen your words. That's not strength. Strength is discipline. Strength is alignment. Strength is knowing who you are when no one is watching and refusing to betray that person. Protect your peace like your life depends on it, because it does. Every time you ignore your intuition, it costs you energy. Every time you overgive, over-explain, or overstay where you're not respected, it costs you power. So withdraw access, not with anger, with intention. Raise the standard, not to prove anything, but to honor everything you've survived. Honor yourself in private, in your thoughts, in your habits, in the choices you make when motivation is gone and discipline is all you have left. Because here's the truth most people never learn. The world doesn't rearrange itself for people who beg. It rearranges itself for people who are aligned. When you stop tolerating what drains you, life starts making room for what strengthens you. You were never meant to be consumed by others' expectations. You were never meant to disappear to keep peace. You were never meant to live small just to be accepted. You were meant to rise. Quietly, relentlessly, unapologetically. Build strength that outlives moods. Build discipline that survives storms. Build a legacy that speaks for you long after you've left the room. This is not the end. This is the moment you remember who you are. This is rise legacy. Build strength that outlives you.